Hey, what's up, you guys? Andrew here.
And Steve, of course.
And we are here with Wild Assent
Yes.
from Lazy Squire Games. Yeah, we've had the unique opportunity to get our hands on this a little bit early.
Yep.
And we were able to play, a few sessions of this previously.
Yep.
And in the interim, Steve has graciously speed painted an entire copy for us to be able to stream with.
Yeah.
We started out with the hunt mode. Why don't you tell us about that in hard difficulty setting?
So we started out at first doing a playthrough of hard mode. It was recommended to us by Lazy Squire because it's their preferred way to play. They love it. So we played one session, got it recorded, got it uploaded to our channel on YouTube under mainly board games, and then it was rough. Go check it out at some point, you guys. You'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah. Started out very confident, looked like things were going well, and then as you will see as we play through, sometimes when you get towards the end of a round, things go wrong quickly.
Yeah, if memory serves, we smashed like 2 or 3 creatures quickly, or we thought we did.
Yeah.
And thought we were in good shape.
And then we weren't, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So we started recording session 2 because we just barely squeaked out a win. Our Seekers were in rough shape afterwards.
Yeah.
We started a session 2, season 2 of the hard mode. We played through until the end. And by the end, I mean the end of our Seekers.
Yeah.
We got wiped. We would love to show you guys that video sometime, but the other thing that got wiped was the batteries on our recording equipment. So there's no audio for the second half of the video. Maybe someday we'll throw it up on the YouTube channel.
But you can take our word for it. It ended
poorly.
Yes. So I would say it's hard.
It is hard.
Oh, it's hard.
Very
Okay.
hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Punishingly difficult.
Yeah.
Some would say fair.
So we have since started a new campaign, 10 seasons. We really hope you join us at the table. We hope to see you there. The regular hunt mode. These are using the rules as you read them straight out of the box.
Absolutely.
I think it's a great place for folks to start, and once they get their feet wet, get a little experience. Get some strategy under their belt, maybe then you might want to tackle the hard mode for a lot of a uphill battle.
Yeah, get 10 seasons under your belt at least and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then try hard mode. I think you'll learn a lot during your normal play.
Yeah. And we are going to try to prioritize showing you gameplay. We will not be going into the nitty-gritty depth of the rules as it is. As we go through, we're not 100% clear on everything yet, so even we have some questions. We're bound to make mistakes. Please forgive us. But we will try to catch those on the fly and improve video by video.
Absolutely.
And what else, Steve?
So we'll be featuring, for the first couple sessions, the plan is to use the core box. However, with one exception, we decided to use some of the Seekers that you will get from the expansions and from stretch goals. Because most people grab the guys in the core box and just go with that. We want to show you some of the other alternative options. We are going to stick with the same 4 Seekers through the whole campaign as it's meant to be played.
And I think we might spice things up with some of the creatures.
Yes, absolutely. A couple, 2, 3 maybe seasons in, we're then going to mix in all of the stretch goal and expansion content for hunt mode.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
So we're going to be filming over the next 48 hours as many sessions as we can squeeze in.
Yep.
And then we both unfortunately have reality will set back in and we'll return to work. And when we have more time off, probably during the campaign for Lab and Rising, we will finish whatever seasons are left.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that we upload our full 10 seasons if we're fortunate enough to survive 10 seasons.
Survive for 10. Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. And then share our experience with that.
Yep.
But I guess we just hope to see you at the table.
Absolutely. And hey, guys, don't forget to head over to GameFound to check out the Levon Rising GameFound campaign. It starts on the 29th of June.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And if you haven't already, I would also check out Storm Sunder because that is truly something special also.
Yes, actually, if you do a quick search on Google for Storm Sunder late pledge, you'll be brought to the Backer Kit website where you can, in fact, do a late pledge.
Yep. And following Game Found for Levon Rising now may net you some early following bonuses, and then, of course, early bird bonuses as well.
Always. There's actually a super cool, if you follow and then pledge for the campaign, you get, with your copy of the game, you get this insanely cool mini of a Aztec bird warrior looking guy riding a dinosaur. I'm so excited to get my hands on it.
I want all of those things. I want all of those things.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We really look forward to this. And, leave some comments. Let us know what you think. And we'll see you at the table.
Should we dive into the wilds?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Boom.
We'll see you at the table. And we're going to quickly go over those 4 seekers that we've chosen, just so you can get an idea of some of the flavor of those characters that you'll be able to get.
Exactly.
Shall we dive into that?
Well, one other thing is we're probably not going to dive too deeply into rules. This isn't a how to play video. It's just a gameplay video. We'll do a separate video for you guys explaining how to set up the game and what the basic rules look like.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at our seekers.
Let's keep this focused. All right, so I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit and I'll talk about mine. This character here is Daniel Stoika, and he kind of looks like he reminds me of a warder a little bit from like the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a Geralt.
Geralt of Rivia type.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty cool guy. He's got a decent amount of health points, 22. He doesn't have a whole lot of movement, only 2 movement, which is, a little lackluster for me. But what makes up for that a little bit is he has a range of 2, which is great. So he can hit enemies from a little bit further away. And he has a base attack of 2 that is physical damage, not magical, and he gets to roll 2 dice per attack. What's nice is he's very defensive. He is able to have 2 regular physical defense and 2 magical defense. And he has this passive ability called Dual Wield, where he is able to take the same basic attack action against an adjacent enemy, or at least within range 2, twice, back to back, boom, boom. So while he only does 2 base damage, it's really 4 with that, and really 4 die.
Yep.
And then he has another, I'm just going to glance at this, Vampire Hunter Right. So he's really good when he's grouped up in just the thick of it, because when he has 2 adjacent enemies, he gets +2 defense, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. That's really high.
So he takes less damage the thicker he's in it. So that's awesome. And then we'll talk a little bit about some of the things that we've unlocked, not by showing you on camera, but just by talking about it when we get there.
Yeah.
So that's Daniel Stoika. And then we have Drusus. And I picked this guy just because he just looks mean.
Oh.
He's a monster. 30 health points, 3 movement. He has 2 physical defense, 1 magical defense. He has a range of 1, so he needs to get up close and personal, but he has 4 base damage and gets to roll 2 die. He is wanted, so we can't use him to go to the Sylvestrum to buy things or sell things. However, he's got this great passive where he is a veteran of the Sylvestrum, Sylvestrum, and he has a global effect where all seekers on the board who are part of your party have +1 base damage. That is huge.
It is huge. I'm really excited about that.
So that's Drusus.
And then I picked up Fiola, official pronunciation provided by the writer of the game. Fiola is a monk character. She's elven. So you'll see here, she's got a decent amount of health at 17, not a ton. She's got a really good movement of 4, so she can get around the board without too much trouble. She's got pretty good defenses too, at 2 physical and magical. She's got a ranged attack. She does a decent amount of base damage. Drusus will help with that, of course. And then we've also got her passive abilities. Let me just remind myself here. So when she drops below 10 health, she'll get +1 to her defense. And then the real reason I chose her is because she has an ability, an active ability, that will go on cooldown when you use it, where she just straight up heals somebody for 5. She does have to be adjacent to them, however. Like we've talked about, we'll get into the unlocked abilities more later. The other character I chose was a very interesting character. Her name's Matsu. She is very interesting because she is like a mix of martial and magic. So she's got a good movement again at 14. Health is a little low at 17, and her defense is only 1 on each. So it's balanced between the two, but not very high. That is kind of offset by her passive abilities, though. She can heal herself quite well. So she also has her katana attack, where she attacks an adjacent enemy. If it succeeds, she will assign damage and cause them to bleed, which is basically a bypasses any defenses. And then her discipline ability is actually more of a negative for her, because if she rolls a blank on a dice, it subtracts 1 damage from her attack. And if somebody tries to heal her, if she's not healing herself, she takes less healing. I think that's to help balance her very powerful self-healing and other abilities that she has.
Yeah, is it called Katana?
Katana.
Yeah, her active skill, that's going to be really helpful. You know, when an enemy is just about, we could kill them if we hit them just so,
right.
But if we don't do it, we're going to die on our next turn. That's great. You just bypass all their defense and just hit them.
Take them right out.
Perfect. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. So those are our 4 Seekers, and we drew in the setup of this first encounter of Season 1.
We have the Lava Fiend.
The Lava Fiend.
At level 2.
Yep, and this was from the, when we did
Icarit's Retreat?
Yeah, when we did our scouting.
Yeah.
Icarit's Retreat, and that drew the level 2 Lava Fiend.
Give you guys a look at that. It's just a very fiery, lava-covered plain. Looks terrifying.
And what happens with every activation of a Seeker?
They take 1 damage.
They take 1 assigned damage to self.
So we found a level 2 Lava Fiend there, and then we also drew cards for the Griffin at level 1.
And the Daemon Wretch at level 1 and the Stream Caller at level 1. So both of those have summons where they can bring in mini versions of themselves. So that's dangerous.
Yeah, if you guys have seen our hard mode playthrough, you'll recognize those 2 enemies.
And what's interesting is we're in this retreat that is full of fire, and our board is the the jungle, basically, or the wilds. So that's what's nice about Lab Rising with the new game boards.
Plug!
Is that they're going to really help
diversify the environments. Yeah. They have the gorgeous lava-covered, obsidian-looking playing field, and then they have another nice glade, and then they have a new, elven ruins. There's lots of cool stuff there.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we did is we drew a few of our, I can't remember what they're called. The 3 general
workers.
The workers. Thank you.
Yeah.
We drew 3 workers, and we ended up picking the Beastmaster in our encampment phase here, setting up. So he just helps us potentially breed the creatures that we capture, such that
we can generate free money.
Yeah, it's perfect, because then we'll have 1 extra level 1 creature that we can sell from time to time.
Yep.
And then we chose which 3 buildings?
We chose, you always, of course, start with the barracks. So we're at level 1 barracks. You also, we chose a level 1 Temple of Vil. It's really important for healing your Seekers, so we added 1 there. And then we grabbed the level 1 Creature Pens because it unlocked a few really good abilities for our characters.
And allows us to capture
And-
2 this first round.
Yes, it allows us to capture more creatures, which allows us to make more money, which allows us to upgrade more of our structures. So
Yeah, so that was our thought process.
Yep.
The creatures go first on this first encounter.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened was when you're reading the flavor text underneath encounter number 1, the 4 seekers have found their prey. We were, trudging through the wild. We found our prey, but just as they noticed us and we found them, we realized one of our seekers went missing. And is lost, and we decide to just go in and start this fight, and hopefully that lost seeker
makes his way back in time to help.
Yeah, and so in this case, that is poor Drusus all the way over here in the corner by himself,
Yeah.
and we have the Stream Caller, the Daemon Wretch, the Lava Fiend, and the Griffin. And then over here we have our other seekers, Matsu, Daniel, and Fiola. All right. Shall we get started?
I think we should. Let's dive right into
Let's
it.
do it. All right, so the creatures are going to activate first, and I do not have those cards on camera here, so I will bring them up like this and just draw them here. So the Stream Caller
goes first. Excellent.
And he's going to target the enemy with the lowest physical defense.
That will be Matsu.
That will be Matsu, and he is going to do a swift advance of 4. So he will move diagonally if he needs to. And then he will trigger a physical attack of range 1 with 4 base damage and 3 attack die. And if he gets a special, he will immobilize and bleed.
That's dangerous sounding.
Thankfully, Matsu can heal herself, which will remove bleed.
Eventually. Oh, yeah, no, she can do it now. We unlock that. Thank goodness. All right.
So Stream Caller is going to about face. And he has 3 movement left to move diagonally.
1, 2. You know what he would probably do then is he would just rotate himself like this and then go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you got it.
Is it a melee attack or
to be
range?
adjacent? It is a melee physical attack, range 1, 4 base damage, plus 3 attack die.
Do you think he would actually move here because he could still hit her, but then he wouldn't be in melee range of another? Let's play it like that, where they're a little bit smarter.
Okay.
It's not hard mode, but
so he's not instantly adjacent to
the other
to Daniel.
the other
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
He's still in danger though, so
So the Stream Caller, reading his card though, he has abilities called Entangle on defense, which he's not. He's attacking, so we can ignore that. And he also has Call of the Deep. Waterbounds have 1 HP, 4 speed, swift, and physical attack, range 1, 5 attack, So that will trigger only when we're told on the card we pulled,
exactly.
if he's summoning.
It just has the stats for his summons on his card.
All right, so there's nothing else then that we need to add there, and we're not activating, so Matsu's not taking 1 damage because of the encounter that we pulled.
But he will do his attack, which is what?
It's 4 base damage.
Ouch.
Plus whatever you roll.
How many dice?
3.
Since it's my character, why don't you roll the damage?
All right.
Be kind.
So that's the worst it could have been, because he got 3 damage plus triggers Immobilize and Bleed.
Okay, let's grab the tokens for that.
And Matsu has a physical defense of 1, so that would be 7 minus 1 is 6. So Matsu takes 6 damage, dropping her from 17 to 11.
That is a lot of damage on the first turn.
That is.
Andrew was reminding me how mean the Stream Caller is prior to the game, and I didn't believe him. I was like, no, it's level 1, it's fine.
He packs a punch.
It's not fine, guys. It's not fine.
He packs a punch.
It's not hard mode, but it doesn't mean it's easy mode either.
So on her activation now, she'll lose a health point for bleed.
And a health point from the environment.
And she can't move anywhere currently. But she can still attack or heal herself.
Yeah, and he's within range. She can.
Now, I think we wanted to maybe kill the Griffin because he's low in health, and then kill either the Daemon Wretch or Streamcaller and try to capture the other two?
Yeah.
So he is close. We could think about
Give him a whack.
Just
Going right at him.
Going right at him.
Yeah.
The only caveat to that is Matsu's now at 11, and if the Griffin were to come over and attack twice in a row or something,
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
could be dangerous. She's squishy.
But that heal is pretty good too, and she's dangerous herself. Let's attack the Streamcaller.
We're going to attack the Streamcaller?
Let's have fun.
So she has whatever her base damage is on this attack,
So we're gonna have Matsu go next.
if you would like to.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So she's gonna activate and take 2 damage, 1 from her bleed, and 1 from the environmental effect.
Of this encounter. Yeah.
Bleed, I think bleed stays until you heal it. I'll double check that. But in the meantime, she is going to definitely make an attack against the Streamcaller. Should we just do a regular attack, or should we give him the old katana?
Well, he has 18 health, and
What's his defense look like?
his physical defense is 1. So you'd be bypassing 1.
4 base damage and 1 attack dice versus 5 base damage and 1 attack dice. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with the katana just because it has the bleed.
Bleed. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to put a little cooldown marker on katana so that it will not be available on my next turn, but on my 3rd turn it will.
Perfect. So you're bypassing his defense?
Yep, and I get to roll one of these. All right, we get a success. So that is 5 damage assigned, so he will take that 5.
But you also have +1 damage from Drusus.
6, he will take 6 damage. We got to remember that +1 damage. Okay, so I gave him 6 damage, and then he gets a bleed token also.
So on his next activation.
You bleed me, I bleed you back. Take that, nerd.
Perfect. Is that the end of your turn, Steve?
That will be the end of Matsu's turn, so we'll draw another instinct card.
All right. And we get the Lava Fiend, who is going to go to the enemy with the lowest magical defense. And both of my characters... No, Drusus has 1, and Matsu has 1. So who's closer? Drusus is 3 away, and Matsu is...
1, 2,
further away. So he's going to go to Drusus. Thank goodness.
Yeah, lowest magic defense nearest.
And he's going to do a careful advance of 4 because he's level 2.
Now, he has a range on that attack of 4, so that means he's actually only going to take a step or 2 towards Drusus.
Correct. So he's just going to turn around.
I think he'll need to move past the cover, but then he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And because Drusus is... that's Daniel Stoka, not Drusus.
So he's going to turn around to hit Drusus down here.
Yeah.
And he has a range of 4. And Drusus is behind partial cover at the moment.
So what do you think? 1, 2?
1, 2.
And now
he has...
line of sight.
Line of sight.
Past the cover.
Yeah. If we're playing that way. Because he might not be smart enough to realize... he would cause more damage if he moved past partial cover.
Would he?
Right. It's a careful advance just to be able to get into range.
So he stops
as soon as he's in range.
As soon as he's in range. The partial cover.
Do you have to be adjacent to it?
Yeah. So partial cover doesn't help.
Perfect. So in that case, if he turns around right where he was, range 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he just turns around. That's it. Doesn't have to move any further. And so with range 4, he's going to cause an attack with 4 base damage and 3 attack die, which also damages all enemies adjacent to the target.
Ooh, that's a good thing we're not clumped together. All right, here's your attack dice. I was much kinder.
So that is +4 plus 1 is 5. And Drusus has a magical defense of 1, so he's going to cause 4 damage to Drusus. 1, 2, 3, and 4, down to 26. And it is now the Seeker's turn to activate again. And so the question is, oh man, he packs a punch.
Yeah.
He's going to be somebody we need to tie up quickly.
The stream caller.
But I think we just need to get rid of somebody on the board quickly. And the stream caller's right there.
Why don't you have Daniel
move in?
Give him a whack. You don't even have to move if you don't want to. You got a range of 2.
That's true. But if I about face, turn to him, and move over 1 to be here, that's range 2. And
so you move 1 and then rotate, and you could be facing his back for the +2 base damage.
For the +2 base damage.
But that presents your back to the Griffin.
I actually think I would read that as being from his side and not his back. Because I view the back as these 3 panels and then those 5 panels. And being there doesn't count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See how that fans out by 3, then 5?
Back attacks. And Athena has line of sight on the Damon spot. Just checking that real quick, guys.
Right, so if you were, pretend you're the stream caller, your front arc, or your arc here would be 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So he would have to be back 1 more step, you're saying?
So if he does his turn, that's 1 movement, then uses his other movement to go here, I count that as side facing, because if you look at the stream caller and just turn him around, his front arc is these 3.
All right.
Then those 5.
What if we
so his
rotate?
rear arc, right?
Because he's facing this way, right? So his facing is that way. If you move him 1 and then use his second movement to do an about face like that.
Doesn't matter
because it's a ranged attack.
But it still is based off of his back, not where he is. So his back, these first 3.
Okay.
I just the way that I think that's going to be a question for Lazy Squire Games.
Okay.
Because I see what you're saying now.
Because do you see in this, see where she's back here?
Yeah.
So it says that the River Guardian way over here, which is 1, 2 spaces, and then forward counts as being
but that's
a back attack.
That diagonal though?
Yeah.
Look at his diagonal. It misses the stream
So you
caller.
think that...
Right? Her arc is based off of her diagonal.
Okay.
His diagonal would go right past the stream caller.
I concur.
Okay. So in that case, attack. I think I'm just going to turn him like this and leave it like that. But I'm going to move him over to make it maybe a little bit more challenging to get to.
Matsu in the future.
Yeah, for somebody else. So I just move him up. And Daniel Stoika is going to do his base attack because I haven't unlocked anything to do anything else. So he's just going to do 2 attacks back to back that have 2 base damage, or actually 3 because of Drusus's passive.
Yeah.
So 3 with 2 die.
Okay.
So I get to roll 2 die.
Yay, that's 5.
That's 5.
All right, now subtract the defense.
Of 1.
And that's 4 damage to
and that is 4 damage to the stream caller.
1, 2, 3, 4. He's now at 8.
He's at 8, okay.
That does make him eligible for capture.
It does.
That's just so you guys know. I don't think we're going to do that right now. I think we're just going to try and take him out. You want to give him another whack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
2 more.
Another 4 damage.
Beautiful.
Perfect. So now he's down to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, does he have an on defense ability? What does he do when you hit him? Oh,
darn it. You're right. He does. So he has Entangle on defense, immobilize, and retaliate with physical attack, range 1. Okay. So can I, remembering that we should read their cards before we attack an enemy, if I did not move him forward, are you comfortable with me staying there?
I'm not going to penalize you.
Okay.
For forgetting.
Fun fact, you should read the target's card before you decide to smack them in the face.
Yes.
Because if I'm range 1 from him, meaning adjacent, he would retaliate both of my attacks with 4 base damage and 3 attack die. But if I stay at range like this...
You remember that one time where Matsu did an attack against him?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't do the retaliate, so we should probably do that real quick. So he retaliates against her for how much?
4 base damage and 3 attack die. Maybe she should have healed.
Yeah. Okay, 4 plus 1 is 5.
Is 5.
Minus 1 for her defense is 4 more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. She really is super squishy, isn't she?
Yeah, so very quickly, because of his entangle, which we forgot to trigger on Matsu's turn, she just took an extra 4 damage. And to avoid that for Daniel Stoica, I've put him back to where he was originally.
Yep.
And we still carried out his attacks. So that's the end of Daniel Stoica's turn. I'm just going to put a token on his face to know that he's done. It is now the Stream Caller's turn. Or the Instinct.
The
card.
Instinct deck, yes. Monster's turn. Griffin! Oh no.
Enemy with the lowest physical defense that is furthest away.
Okay, so there is only one character with a super low physical defense.
Oh my god.
That's Matsu.
And he's
right,
going to do a flying advance of 3 to try to be in range 1.
2, 3.
Can't get there.
Can't quite get there, but...
We're not playing hard mode.
Right, but what does the Griffin's passive say? After resolving a Griffin Instinct card, resolve it 1 additional time.
But it didn't resolve the card, did it?
Well, I think what it means is you just play the card twice.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So he will then move again, get within range 1, and do his attack.
To be rear facing. Because he has 3 mobility.
2.
And can fly over anything. That's 2. 3 to turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is rear facing. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Matsu's going to go down from this.
Yeah.
Like in round 1.
Yep.
Did not see that coming.
So
They all just piled right on top of her.
I did ask if we wanted to heal.
Right. Well, unfortunately, because she's bleeding, if she healed herself, it would make the bleed token go away, but she wouldn't take any actual healing from it. Yeah. But that's okay. So that's how the game goes, guy. The Griffin, what's his attack do now?
The Griffin is going to do 3 base damage in 1 attack die.
Oh.
But it's going to be 5 base damage in 1 attack die because he's rear facing and gets +2. Which
Roll a blank.
really it's going to be 6 because he hit.
6 minus 1 is 5. She has 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4. Matsu is now downed.
Unfortunate. Dude, this is wild.
Man, we thought hard mode was
All
rough.
right.
We're like, okay, this won't be nearly as bad.
Matsu down.
Let's take that bleed token and that off of there.
All right. We are up. So it's either Fiola or Drusus.
Yeah. So I was going to have Fiola heal Matsu, but too late on that. So she has a movement of 4. She could go 1, 2, turn for 3, and then she could get right next to that stream caller and smack it again. And
What's her range?
She has a range of 2, so she wouldn't need to get next to it.
The closest she could get is here.
1, because she can move. Oh, she can't move diagonally. She can move orthogonally. 1, 2,
3,
slide,
and then
rotate. And then she could do 1, 2 to hit him easily.
And he's at what health?
He's low. He's at 4 health.
So she
could take him down.
Die.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we're gonna move 1, 2, and you can move sideways. Then we're gonna use, so that's 3. Use our 4th movement point to change her facing to whatever we want.
Yep.
So she's now facing towards the stream caller. She has a range of 2, which is 1, 2, because diagonal counts for that. And she has 3 base damage and 3 attack dice. Add +1 to her base damage from Drusus, so we're doing a minimum of 4
So you just
physical damage.
You just need 1 die to hit.
Okay, so I got 2 more hits. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Minus his defense of 1 is 5. He's got 4 health.
And
1,
you're at
2,
range.
3, 4.
So he's dead, so he wouldn't trigger Entangle because he died. But if he hadn't died, he still wouldn't be able to trigger it because you
Are out of range.
are out of range. So we have downed the Wave Caller and picked up his, the Stream Caller.
Stream caller, yeah.
And picked up his
resource.
his heart resource, which I will just put on his card.
Perfect.
All right. And it is now the...
I have avenged myself.
Oh, this could not be any worse.
What is it?
It is the Griffin.
Not again.
Yeah. Enemy with the lowest physical defense.
We're all even now.
That is the farthest away then. In this
So
case,
it's going to go
Drusus.
for Drusus.
And because we're not playing the hard mode, he will go towards Drusus. And if he can't make it and can't do anything,
He'll stop.
he'll stop.
Do nothing.
He won't change to a different seeker.
All right, so...
So
1, 2,
flying advance.
He could go 3. And then he'll activate again.
Can we confirm that flying
2.
is just over objects, or does it also include diagonal? I assume that it is
Oh.
diagonal.
Yeah. I will double check. Movement. Flying. The seeker ignores other miniatures and obstacles while moving. They may not end their movement on an occupied space. Well, it doesn't say anything about moving diagonal.
But I do believe that there's also an example of that movement somewhere in a
Sure.
photo.
Yeah, it'll be further down in the book. I was looking at that earlier and definitely don't remember what it says, so there I go. Swift movement, flying movement. So it does show him going
Over and landing.
orthogonally.
It does not say anything about...
Yep. So let's assume that flying has to be orthogonal. Yep.
Yeah?
Okay. So he could go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. To get as
Versus-
close to Drusus as possible.
Right, because it doesn't specify. The rules only show orthogonal movement in the example.
Yeah.
Although in my mind, I think that flying should
Right.
be...
I was thinking it's like regular movement, swift, and then flying is all of the above, plus you go over stuff. But
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily say that. And flying with big wings, you're not necessarily going to be able to move in those sorts of weird directions easily.
Or do we want to punish ourselves?
No, we hurt ourselves enough with hard mode.
All right, this is a rule to be confirmed. We're debating whether or not with flying you can move non-orthogonally diagonally versus only having the advantage of being able to fly over obstacles should there be one orthogonally.
Yep.
So we can ask LSG right now in real
Yep.
time, but for now we're giving ourselves a break and moving orthogonally like that. The Griffin has not reached his target, so he will repeat or try to complete that card again. That's his passive ability called Agile.
Mm-hmm.
And so he will then try to complete that action again. And there's his orthogonal movement again, closer to his target, Drusus. And then it would be one of our turns. And the only seeker who has not yet gone is Drusus. So he will activate, and he has, he's instantly going to lose 1 health due to fire. And
Oh, Fiola has to lose her health too.
Yeah.
That's okay. She's doing all right for the moment.
so she just lost a health. And I don't think I did that for Daniel either, because he's still at 22. So there, and he's bumped down to 21. So it's easy to forget some things if you're not paying attention. So there we are. So he has a movement of 3. The only enemy that I would be able to get to do anything against right now is the Daemon Wretch.
Yep, you
1,
could
2,
give him a
3.
whack from over there.
The rules regarding partial cover.
Yes, partial cover. When you are adjacent to partial cover, you have +1 defense.
+1 defense. Okay, so Damon Wretch has +1 defense here because he is adjacent to the partial cover with the axe.
But so does Drusus.
But so does Drusus. So Drusus did not mark any enemies as of yet. And because we are going to try to capture the Damon Wretch, and he's then the only one there right now to cause damage to him, I think I'll mark him to try to get him to half health more quickly.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to mark the Damon Wretch, which does +1 base damage for Drusus against him. So on this attack, which already has 4 base damage, he's now going to have 5.
All right, 5.
He
Keeping
doesn't
track over here.
He doesn't benefit from Veteran of the Sylvestrum because it says a global effect for all allied seekers, and I don't know if that would include himself.
You are an ally of yourself.
Oh, that's
in,
right.
Wild Assent. So yes, it does count himself.
Okay, so he would have 5 base damage from his Veteran of the Sylvestrum, and then plus an additional 1 for marking the Damon Wretch. So 6 base damage with 2 die on this roll. So let's do that. Here we go. And I get 2 blanks. And the Damon Wretch has a passive that only triggers when he activates, so no defensive passive. So that's fine. But he has +1 base damage or physical defense for being next to partial cover. So my 6 minus 1, because he's normally 0, is 5.
All right, so 5 damage to the Lava Fiend, yeah.
Nope.
The Damon Wretch, goodness gracious, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is even with Le Griffon.
All right. Perfect. And now all Seekers have gone.
Yep.
And Seekers went second, so everyone refreshes.
Except for Power Matsu. Rip.
Yep.
And it is back to the top of the round, which means the instinct cards get drawn.
They do. Here we go.
Go monsters.
So Damon Wretch will go next. He will target the enemy with the lowest health points.
That's Fiola right now.
And he will instantly halt.
Okay.
And he will slay all Damon spawns.
Oh.
But there are no Damon spawns on the board.
Does he spawn on his turn on activation?
Ooh, you're right. He does.
Let's check that.
Right. So let's read his card. On activation, he triggers Expel. Roll 3 attack die. On each special, for which he has none, because the special is the star symbol, we would have summoned a Damon spawn. And then, per the instinct card, he would have slayed those Damon spawn and assigned 1 damage to all enemies for each Damon spawn slain. If there are no Damon spawns, summon 1, 2, or 3 Damon spawns. And because he's a level 1 Damon spawn, he only summons 1.
Now he will summon it next to himself, and I will assume he will summon it in such a position that it will try and eat Drusus.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. It is
now our turn.
Our turn. Who wants to go next? Drusus could go and get rid of the little Damon spawn.
Yeah.
But that is a waste of a big potential hit, because he could hit the Damon's Wretch itself and already have it to half health.
Oh, yeah. God, how much does the Damon Wretch actually have?
15. So
that's at 10 right now.
So absolutely going to put it to half health.
Yeah.
Right away. And then the...
Did you unlock Cleave?
I did not.
We'll get that next time then.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Griffin is at 10 health. Can we... Do you think you can kill him? And take him off the board altogether.
I could laterally move Drusus 3 spaces to the right, be in benefit of full cover, and do a front-facing attack against the Griffin.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. That makes more sense. 1, 2, 3. And I don't know if I'll be able to kill him outright, but I might be able to get him
You get
close.
pretty close, and then Fiola or Daniel can walk in behind. And
You got it. So he, in this case, is going to have 5 base damage and is going to roll 2 die. He just activated, though, so he's going to lose 1 health because of the environment we are in.
Yep.
He's going to roll 2 die against the Griffin. Let's read the Griffin's card quickly.
If the Griffin downs its target, you do its instinct card again, and agile. So nothing special for this.
Was it the Griffin that killed Matsu? It was the Griffin that killed Matsu. Well, we're not going back now, but yeah. The Griffin's card tells us that after it killed Matsu, it should have activated again.
A third time and attacked one of the other Seekers that was nearby.
Our mistake. So 5 plus 1 is 6, minus the physical defense of the Griffin.
Which is a 1.
1, so the Griffin is half health now at 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So at this point in time, the Griffin is capturable or outright killable.
Yep.
Yeah. And if he doesn't trigger next, either of our Seekers would likely be able to get rear facing on the Griffin and just take him out. Yeah.
So we'll put him down and then go after the other 2, try and capture.
Let's see who activates next. The Stream Caller, which in the non-hard mode
means the monsters lose their turn.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's kill that Griffin.
Yes. Let's get Fiola up in there since she's closer. Daniel's only got 2 movement points.
He does. But he has that benefit. The thicker he's in it, the better defense he has. Does she have any access to healing abilities yet?
Yeah. Her passive that she comes with lets her heal somebody for 5.
Lets her heal somebody for 5, but she has to be adjacent.
Yep.
So far, the rest of us are in good shape, too.
Yeah. And then she's got she's got range 2. So she would only have to take, 2 steps forward, and then she could back attack the Griffin. Daniel...
1 step. Both of them could get there. It's just here.
Yeah,
1, 2, or 1.
That would be a back attack for him as well.
But she could go 1, 2 and benefit from thorns.
Okay. Let's have Daniel take out...
The Griffin?
The Griffin. And then Fiola will be able to move into position where she needs to in case something horrible happens.
Okay, so dual wield. Daniel Stoika's default attack may be used twice each activation against the same enemy. So we just moved him 1, 2. He was already this way facing.
Yep.
And he is facing the back of the Griffin. And the way I look at that is as if this was an arc of view via range for the Griffin. So you start with these 3 squares, then go to the next 5, then the next 7. So he's in that arc, and there's nothing obstructing. So he's rear facing. So Daniel will have 2 base damage, plus 1 from Drusus's passive, so 3, and roll 2 die.
Get some hits. That's 5 more.
That's 5 more.
So 5 total, sorry.
Minus...
Griffin's defense of 1.
Is
4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves the Griffin with 1 health.
Yeah, and I forgot to trigger the fire in Daniel's face again at the beginning of the round, so I'll just knock his health down to 20.
Ah, so close. We almost did it. Oh, but wait. There's more.
Daniel's dual wielding, so he gets to roll again. And,
he whiffs. But he still has his base damage.
Of 3.
Minus 1
is 2. Which?
That's just enough to do it. And by just enough, I mean it's more than twice as much damage.
Boom. Griffin down.
All right, I'll take that, and we will earn ourselves a feather resource. A feather type resource.
All right.
Sweet.
So we are left with the Lava Fiend, the Daemon Wretch, and a Daemon Spawn. Let's see who's up next.
Yes, let's.
Lava Fiend.
Ooh, who's he going after?
The furthest enemy away.
Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He can't move diagonally, though.
But as far as like an attack goes, so furthest.
Sorry, this is a swift movement. He can move diagonally.
Okay, furthest. Oh, where'd it go? So what happens after he's done moving? Their Lava Fiend card.
Sorry, this is not swift. This just is place this creature on an unoccupied field adjacent to the target. Boom. Done.
Okay.
He just teleports there.
That's scary.
Yeah, there's no other indicator. On his movement, you just place him next to the creature on an unoccupied field.
So I imagine he just like jumps into a lava flow in the region and like swims right over to the person.
So he's going to pick the furthest person away, which, if you just count it orthogonally, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, and he would be in range of a physical attack. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 for either of those. But we have to take into account facing. So in this case, it would be 3 and then and about, so 4 to reach either of those, or 1, 2, 3. So I think Drusus is the closest, technically, because he doesn't have to change his orientation.
I think Fiola is going to be who it is.
Because she is the lowest health.
Yeah.
Because it also does say the farthest. So whoever's the farthest. So it's one of these two, and she's the lowest health. But would he not just, choose to be behind her? That sucks. And
I hate to do it to myself.
A magical attack with a base damage of 4 plus 2 for rear facing is 6 and 4 attack die.
Jeez. Oh. Ow. So, 6 base damage.
That could have been worse.
So 8 damage minus 2 magical defense is 6.
Yeah.
So that brings her to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's now at 10 health.
Does she have any defensive?
If she loses 1 more health, she'll gain a defense.
Okay.
Okay.
Ow. So we have 2 seekers that are close to the Lava Fiend, who only has 13 health points.
Yeah.
Who is also standing adjacent to a pit right now.
What does the pit do? You can like push him into the pit or something, can't you?
Yeah.
Looking that up right now. That's cool. If you push them into it, their turn ends immediately, and then they have to skip their next activation to get out.
That's perfect for somebody who causes a lot of damage like him.
Yeah. But how do we push him into it? That's the thing. I don't have any knockback abilities. Does Drusus?
Not that I can see.
What does his unlocked ability do again?
Just focused at the beginning
of
the
the
turn.
right. You use that on the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zaxos might have been able to push somebody.
He has a knockback on special.
Yeah.
So, Fiola's turn, if I remember correctly. Should I have her turn and smack the Lava Fiend or heal herself?
Ooh, good question. We have 2 enemies off the board. So presumably we have some breaks coming up.
Yep.
So my thought is it's safer for us to heal and then take advantage of a break to put out some damage than it is to let him get another attack in that might cause upwards of 10 damage to her when she only has 10 health left.
Yep. All right. So she has 4 movement. So I could do... 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
And she's rear facing. Because that is in her diagonal
Or
arc.
3.
Yeah.
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 All right. So her range is 2. Let's check the Lava Fiend real quick. On defense, assign 2 damage to adjacent attackers.
So she's
I don't
instantly
want to
down
take.
to 8.
I don't want to take that free damage. So,
But
she was here.
But if he doesn't activate, and then she goes first on the next round, if you put her there.
Also, she takes 1 because it's the start of her turn.
Yeah. But there's no guarantee that he's actually going to be there. So moving her over there may or may not be good. I think you just heal her and leave her where she is.
Heal for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll use her movement to at least change her facing so he doesn't get a free back whack on her.
Now, is that a cooldown ability you just used?
It sure is. That is now on cooldown.
All right. So that is her turn. Let's see who goes next. And it is the Daemon Wretch. Enemy with the lowest HP who is nearest. That is
Fiola.
absolutely her. And he's going to do a careful advance of 4 to have a magical attack with range 3. So
1, 2, 3.
that's in range.
Yep.
He will cause 3 base damage with 3 die on this attack.
If you would do the honors.
Oh, gladly. Oh, sorry.
6 damage.
6 damage. And
Magical.
that is a magic attack.
All right. 6 damage minus 2 is
Don't you get an
4.
extra defense? No.
Not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Back
I
to
would as soon as I go under 10.
Okay. All right, now it's our turn.
Yeah.
And
Who went first that round? Drusus? Daniel.
Fiola,
Well, Drusus went, then didn't Daniel kill the Phoenix, and then Fiola went
and then
last?
Fiola went last. So that was the end of the round,
Yeah.
actually. So Drusus's ability unlocks, and that was the first movement of the creatures. Of this third round.
Yeah.
Our mistake.
Okay, so now it's back to our turn.
Back to our turn. Daniel cannot get to... Oh, no, he can. No, the best he can get is about face in over 1, but she would block line of sight. I believe.
I don't... that's hard to say. Here, let's look at this line of sight thing.
Yeah, see, allies are blocking line of sight here. And it's from the middle of their base to the middle of their square to the...
Okay, yeah, because this little guy is blocking line of sight to that one.
Yeah, so she blocks line of sight for that ranged attack.
Sorry, bro.
That's okay. But the Daemon Wretch is at what amount of health right now?
10.
10 of 15. So
15, yeah.
I could just move 1 in turn and cause more damage.
Does he have a reaction?
He may trigger the spawning. No, he does not.
All right, then get him.
And I think the thorn actually doesn't offer defense. It only offers damage if you push somebody into it, knockback.
Actually, it says Thorn Brush is identical to full cover. With one addition, any seeker or creature that is pushed into this field is assigned 2 damage and bleed. Full cover. Seekers and creatures may not end their movement or move over this field. Any attack that draws line of sight through full cover cannot be made even if the miniature is adjacent to full cover, meaning you can't aim around corners. This means the Daemon Wretch takes no benefit from the...
Because there's no line of sight issues.
Basically, it's good for playing Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah.
But...
we've done that before.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So get him.
He's going to do a base damage of 3 with 2 dice to roll. And he's going to take 1 damage for activating in this encounter because it's fiery. And he's going to attack the Daemon Wretch, who has 0 physical defense.
4.
3 plus 1 is 4. Minus 0 is
4.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, he is now under half health.
Ooh, that was not a good idea, actually.
Why?
I have to do that second attack.
Do you?
May be used twice each activation.
I saw the word
used.
may.
May, you're right. So we can either kill him and...
No.
No?
Capture him.
We're capturing him.
We're going to do it.
Okay. Capturing requires being adjacent, which means he's going to absolutely probably get another activation here, causing more damage to us.
That's okay.
Okay.
Because it's only like 2 damage.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Stevicus.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
So we are opting to... I just rolled an attack that would have outright killed him, but because dual wield says may be used twice each activation against the same enemy, we're opting to not kill him such that we can capture him and the Lava Fiend this encounter if we are so lucky.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the end of his turn. So instinct card.
Yep.
Lava Fiend.
Ooh. Fiolla's in trouble, I feel.
The enemy with the lowest magical defense, which is Drusus.
Yeah.
And he will do a
Careful advance 3.
which he will not be able to... Oh, maybe it's a range attack, so he will succeed here. So
what range is he trying to get into?
he is attempting to get into range 3. So he will go 1, 2, 3, and he is within range.
Yes.
And that full cover does not block line of sight.
Definitely not.
So he will then do a base damage of 3 and roll 5 attack die. If you would kindly...
It's a lot of dice.
do the honors. Yeah, but Drusus has 24 health right now.
He's a big boy. And he's not afraid of no creatures.
And so the Lava Fiend...
he just has defensive powers, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
So he just did a total of 3 plus 2 is 5 of a... What kind of attack?
Magic.
That was magic,
So
minus 1. So 4 damage.
4 damage. Drusus
1,
can
2,
take that.
3, 4.
Not
down
a
to
problem.
20. All right.
Not a problem.
And so both of them have activated, so all that's left is Drusus. What we forgot to do on the Daemon Wretch's turn...
Fiolla hasn't gone.
She healed herself. Oh, that was part of the last round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went last.
Yeah.
And then the Daemon Wretch went first, and then Daniel
Yeah. But before...
on the stream called.
I forgot to do something on that last Daemon Wretch turn.
Oh.
Which is that...
Spawn.
The spawn should have also tried to...
Go after Drusus.
go after, it was Fiolla at the time.
Oh, okay. So what's the spawn's movement?
So the spawn's movement is a 3. And in their range 1, their attack.
There we go.
Okay. All right. And the Lava Fiend just went. So the only person that's left is Fiolla or Drusus.
Yep.
Does she want to try to initiate capture?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Capture.
The only thing is, We started this with 4 seekers. Do we need 3 to capture?
It's based on the creature's threat level.
So in this case,
It's threat level +1.
so we need 2 to capture.
Yes.
All right. Perfect.
So this is the first capture. So she will capture on this turn, and then on her next turn, you continue to do the capture action. You flip the token, and she will have succeeded at the capture action. Once 2 seekers have succeeded at the capture action by placing and then flipping their token over 2 turns, you've done it.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So that is the end of her turn.
Fiola's
She
turn.
does not take damage from that action, whereas in the hard mode she would have.
Please.
And
Now it's the instinct
Let's
deck.
hope for a break. Damon Wretch.
Okay,
But
so
the Damon
she's gonna
Wretch,
take a turn. So she takes 1 because it's a Damon Wretch's turn, but he doesn't do anything else.
he just activates.
Also, on her activation, I forgot to give her another damage from the environment, so I've just done that as well.
So you've dropped her down to
8.
8. All right. But he activates, so the Daemon spawn activates, and the Daemon spawn is going to target the enemy with the lowest magical defense, which is Drusus. And he will careful advance.
He's already in range.
He's already in range, and he's going to do a magical attack of range 4, so he doesn't have to move at all. And he will do 3 base damage with 2 attack die. Sorry, that's what the Damon Wretch would have done. He is going to have a range of 1, do 5 attack die. That's it.
Just roll the attack dice, see what happens.
Yep.
3.
Minus
2. Oh. Does he do magic?
It's a magic attack, so
Okay.
minus 1. So 2 damage to Drusus.
Perfect.
1, 2. All right.
Now, it goes back to the Seekers, which I believe it's Drusus' turn.
Drusus' turn. Okay, so Drusus will activate, and he is going to go try to put some hurt on the Lava Fiend, I think. And
go get him.
Ignore the spawn. Yeah, because we need to initiate capture on him ASAP too. So he has a movement of 3, and
He could easily...
1, 2. I'm just going to keep them close together and just leave that there like that, I think.
That way,
Yeah, it's just easier. It'll keep all the enemies closer together. And he is going to have a base damage of 5 and roll 2 die. But he activated, so he's taking a damage for that. Because of the scenario, he's going to roll 2 die on his attack. Sorry, at the beginning of this turn, he should focus on something.
Is that a free action?
It is a exhausted action, an active ability.
Yeah, I believe that would mean he's not able to attack on that same turn.
Sorry, it doesn't have the diamond shape like this. It's a passive.
It's a
that you
passive
trigger.
then. So that's not a problem.
But it does get exhausted. But it's now refreshed. So I only have 1 token to do that, and it's currently on the Damon Wretch. So the question is,
Is that not what that token is right there?
No, this is for flanking. Maybe it means you can only do this to 1 creature
At a time.
at a time. So I'll just
So once we
assume that.
we'll assume that. We'll check in on it.
Yeah. All right. So he's just rolling 2, and he busts. So he did a total of 5 minus the Lava Fiend's physical defense of 1, which is 4. So the Lava Fiend takes 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. But on defense, it assigns 2 damage to adjacent attackers. In this case, Drusus. 1, 2.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And that is all of our characters, correct?
Correct. All right.
So that's the end of that round.
Yeah,
So-
because Daniel went first, then Fiola, and then Drusus.
Yep.
And so everything refreshes.
Yep. So Fiola's ready to go again. Her whisper ability is available again.
Wonderful.
Matsu is still
Dead.
KOA.
Or downed.
Down,
Yes. Okay, so it's a new instinct card. They go first.
Yeah. Heroes never die.
Daemon Wretch.
Oh.
So,
All right, that's fine. That's 1 damage for Fiola.
perfect. Okay.
All right.
And the Daemon Wretch would have targeted that with the lowest HP, which is Fiola. And that means the Daemon Spawn with 3 speed will try to get to Fiola.
I mean, just 1, 2, 3.
I'm reading these cards wrong, so this is what happens. That with the lowest HP. If it can't get to the lowest HP, it'll then go to the nearest.
It will go after the enemy with the lowest HP, but if there are 2 characters with equally low HP, it will go to the nearest of those 2.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
So
Fiola.
he was
So it's still
facing this way.
Fiola.
So I'd say 1, 2, 3.
Okay. And
About as close as he can get.
that's the Daemon Wretch's turn. And then that leaves us with Drusus and
Fiola and Daniel.
Daniel.
Do you want to initiate Capsula?
Yeah, the question is with who. So Daniel could about face and move. So he would only be able to attack on the side of him and get 2 attacks in on the Lava Fiend, who's what health right now?
He's at 9, which means he's really close to.
Yeah, I don't think
he's still up there. Let's have.
it's just who's going to attack him to get him to half so that he can start capture.
Yep.
Because that's the idea, is if we can get capture on him before he gets another turn, if we get a break, he won't deal more damage to us. That's the... Because he packs a punch, whereas the Daemon Wretch doesn't.
Yeah.
And I'd like to avoid getting another hit if we can.
Okay.
I think we're going to get lucky in the cards and get a break here in a second.
Yeah.
He just needs 1 person to hold him.
Okay, so why don't you have Daniel initiate the attack and Drusus hold him, since Drusus has... No, Daniel has the highest health right now.
Daniel does, yeah.
So attack with Drusus, bring him below half, and then have Daniel hold.
Yeah, and Drusus has enough mobility that if I move Daniel over, he could 1, 2, and almost be in range of... That's the only thing, is he won't be in range of... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to turn Daniel, and from range 2, attack the Lava Fiend. He's going to...
I mean, technically, you can move Daniel there and still attack the Lava Fiend, right?
I could, yeah.
And that way Drusus could go 1, 2, 3 and be adjacent to the...
Adjacent, but not facing. Drusus, the idea for Drusus is to initiate capture.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the Lava Fiend.
It doesn't say anything about facing. It just says he initiates an action while adjacent to the creature. So, rules as written to me says
Adjacent?
he could do it from the side. He doesn't have to be facing.
Okay. In any case, he's still going to attack the Lava Fiend.
Okay.
And he has 3 base damage and 2 die. The Lava Fiend on defense, however...
Has 1 physical defense, and he assigns 2 damage to adjacent attackers. To adjacent attackers. Drusus is not attacking, so he would not take damage. That would say to adjacent enemies if it hit everybody nearby.
Yes, okay. All right, and so 3 plus 2 die, there's 5 minus a physical defense of 1. Therefore, he takes 4 damage, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's at 5. So he's at half health right there.
Yeah.
or less than half health.
Yeah.
So I'll just stop because I don't want to kill him. I can't actually, but in any case. So he's done. That is the end of Daniel's turn.
Daniel's turn, yeah. Great, so that means the enemies go next. Let's hope for a break. Please give us a break.
Streamcaller.
We got a break.
All right. So Drusus is already within range, but I'm going to move him up 1 just for fun and about face and initiate capture.
Here is your first capture token.
And at the beginning of Daniel's turn, he should have taken a hit from the environment, as should
Drusus
right now. And we've now initiated capture on the Lava Fiend, so now it's their turn. Daemon Wretch.
All right, Fiola will take a damage.
Down to 6.
Yep.
Okay. And the would have targeted lowest magical defense.
That's Drusus.
Drusus. So the Daemon Spawn will move 3 towards Drusus and be within range to roll 5 die.
All right. No whammies. All whammies. All whammies. Oh, that's not.
So 5 minus, and it's a magical attack, so he's going to do 4 damage.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
That was no whammies. I wanted all the whammies.
Okay.
Oh man.
And
so it's Fiola's turn.
Fiola's turn.
She takes 1.
She takes
and
2.
Flips. Crap.
Yeah.
We really need to get captured on him now.
So now everybody has gone, and that was the last. So it's a new round.
Powers refresh.
And we will flip. Griffin, we get a break. Okay. So I suggest that Daniel goes first.
I do too.
So he will turn.
And step.
And initiate capture.
Okay.
And he loses 1 health for activating.
Yep.
And
that's that.
That's that. Next turn is Griffin.
Griffin, okay, we get another break.
Let's have the only person.
Fiola will go and take 2 damage.
2 damage, okay. And now Streamcaller, perfect, another break. So Drusus will activate and take 2 damage and flip his capture token.
Okay.
And
what's the next monster?
That was all 3 have gone, so it's a new round.
Okay, so Daniel went first, yep.
So Daniel went first, so
I suggest
creatures go next.
Yeah, come on.
Lava Fiend.
All right.
Drusus takes a hit.
Now Daniel
will activate. We'll take a hit.
He will take 2 hits. 1 from the environment, 1 from the creature.
And the creature is now captured.
He is successfully captured. The level 1 Daemon Wretch. So I'll put him over here in our creature pens for now.
Perfect.
We'll remove these tokens. So Daniel has gone. So who's up next?
I would suggest Fiola and see if she can kill the 1 Daemon Spawn so we don't take another 5 hit like that for no reason.
Honestly, I'd rather she heal herself because she has 2 hit points left.
Well, she's not going to take any hits between now and there's...
Well, yeah, as soon as she activates.
And
she
Daniel
takes
can't...
1.
And
if she doesn't heal herself now, she will die on her next the following activation.
Oh, well, then you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we need to flip an instinct card because Daniel just went.
Lava Fiend.
Okay, so 1 for Drusus. Oh, and let's remove the Streamcaller off the board here. We'll just put his token aside. Actually, no, he goes in the bushes with all the other casualties. Okay, great. So now it is Fiola's turn. And she will use her Whisper ability to heal herself for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now she's not in immediate danger of dying horribly.
Perfect.
And we'll mark her as gone.
Okay, so both.
So that leaves Drusus.
That leaves
But we
Drusus.
got to do our instinct card first. Now it's getting dangerous.
Griffin.
Okay.
So we get a break,
So
but Drusus
will
activates, so he
take
loses
damage.
2.
2.
Yep, and that is
Okay.
the end of the Seeker's turn, so it's now a new round, so everybody is free.
Yep.
And there's only one instinct card left, and it is the Stream Caller. So we get a break. We get no more breaks after this, though.
Yes.
She gets, what, a range of 4?
She gets 4 movement, so she can slide right in
And activate.
and activate on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we need to shuffle the deck. So she will do 1, 2, 3, 4. Take 1 damage because she just activated. Initiate capture.
So I took out all of the other monsters' cards. We should leave out.
Yep.
So I don't know what happens with the Daemon Spawn. Does he die with the Daemon Wretch being captured? That's the only thing, because he doesn't activate anymore. I actually don't know the answer to that.
Let's remove him from the board, and we will send a request for info on how that works.
Sounds good.
Come here, you.
Okay.
Go with your daddy.
And new round, creatures go first. But did she go at the end of that? She was the last person to go? She healed herself. She had already went, so she hasn't done this yet. She hasn't done this yet. They go first.
Yep, creatures go first, you're right.
Lava Fiend, nothing happens other than that. Drusus takes 1 damage.
All right. Now, Seekers activate. Bloop.
Okay, initiated capture
Damage.
for the environment.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it will be the Lava Fiend.
There we go.
And nothing happens other than causing a damage to both of our Seekers.
Done. Now, Daniel needs to somehow... We can't capture this Lava Fiend.
Because
can't.
he's going to go, and
Yep.
what's going to happen...
Daniel's too far away. He can't capture him.
No, there's already 2. We only need 2.
This is a level 2 monster. We need all 3 of them.
Oh, you're right. And Drusus is about to die.
Yep. So we won't be able to capture it when he dies. So instead of her doing that, we have no choice. We have to try and kill it.
Them's the breaks.
Yep.
Getting greedy, wanting 2 creatures.
Yep. Well, it's so hard because we just keep going down and down and down and down health every turn. It's just like an avalanche of our health disappearing every turn.
Yeah. So my suggestion, early game, is to prioritize keeping health moving forward in encounters.
Yeah.
And only grabbing 1 thing. And only when we have the resources to
Yeah.
be able to try to get 2 creatures do we actually make that attempt.
Because my thought early game was capture as many creatures as you can while you have high health so that you can build up more abilities quickly. But you
then you're going
don't
in-
have high health ever in this game.
Right.
It's just always constantly
And now it's
being
looking like-
stripped down to nothing,
Now
no matter
it's
what
looking
you
like
do.
we're going into the next encounter with probably low health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means we can't capture anything and we just got to kill everything.
Right.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right.
So we've got 1 creature captured. All right, so I rolled a basic attack with Fiola instead of going for the capture.
Yeah.
Her basic attack is 3 plus 1 from Drusus is 4, plus this die makes it 5 physical damage. 5 physical damage to the Lava Fiend.
Minus.
His defense of 1. So he'll take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He will do 2 damage to Fiola. Oh, excuse me, guys. So I believe it's now the Lava Fiend's turn.
Is Drusus that low, though? Because there was a couple activations. I see this. I feel like we've not backed up far enough in order to accommodate for health loss during activations and stuff. But anyways, I don't think we're going to survive. One of these Seekers is going to die, I think. Because it's now the Lava Fiend's turn.
So Drusus will take damage.
No, because that was... So he already went. Drusus got hit. She just went. Now, yeah, so now it's just him. Yeah, so Drusus gets hit, and that's it. Right? So
Yep.
now he's down to 1. And then the only way that Drusus doesn't die here is if Daniel can hit the Lava Fiend.
He doesn't retaliate. He doesn't retaliate when... No, it just said assign the damage. Didn't say anything about retaliation. Okay, we're good.
Right? Because he just activated.
The Lava Fiend?
Yeah, and now Drusus is down to 1 HP. There's only two Seekers left. If Drusus goes, he dies. If Daniel goes, he can't get in range to kill the Lava Fiend because of line of sight. And then the Lava Fiend goes and Drusus dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Drusus is going to go, going to turn, move forward
Daniel
1.
will go.
Or Daniel, yeah, move forward and do nothing. And then the Lava Fiend's going to go, kill Drusus by triggering 1 damage off of the attempted capture.
Yeah. But he will not, as far as I'm concerned, get any other action.
No, that's the end. Yeah. And then that's a new round. And Lava Fiend goes first. The enemy that is furthest away, Daniel. So he will move towards Daniel. Place the creature on the unoccupied field adjacent to the target. So he's just going to go rear facing and do a range 1, now 6 base damage attack with 4 die.
Okay. There we go.
10 minus 2 is 8. All right. And that concludes his turn. Daniel's going to activate and turn around with 3 base damage and 2 die and kill the Lava Fiend.
Splash. Goosh. That goes all of your lava blood out of your body.
I feel like we're playing hard mode right now.
I do
with
too.
The resolution of this.
Like, in my experience so far, let's grab that heart too, because we earned that, is that the game starts out fine in the first half, and then as soon as you get roughly 2 of the creatures dead, it just turns into like a complete massacre for the Seekers. Like the 2 enemies that are left just start going ham all of a sudden. And you're chunking off health. And it didn't help that Matsu died in the first round.
No, it did not.
But she'll be back for the next go around, and yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. We'll get some health back from our barracks and our Temple of Vril and everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are we planning on showing that, or are we just going to do what we do and just come back and just start the next encounter in the next video?
I feel like it's not super exciting to watch. What we'll do is...
It's just a lot of talking and deciding.
So for the encampment phase on this one, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to turn the camera off and go through, decide what we're going to do. Then when we get to the next video, where we play Season 2 of this same campaign, we'll just give you a very brief rundown of what we decided. These are the things we got and what from all of this. And then we'll go from there. We'll just start playing right away.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us while we got slaughtered. We're still learning a lot about the game and having a lot of fun playing it. So
Absolutely.
We'll be back for Season 2 soon.
Look forward to seeing you at the table.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.